Good morning, good afternoon, hello. Welcome to Soul Path Dreaming on YouTube. This is Rebecca. If you follow me from Facebook or any other social media platforms, you know these cards are chosen for your spiritual growth and development to help you do your inner work. On Facebook, I run a pick a pile where there are two piles laid out on a Tuesday. I only ask that you allow your higher self to help you choose which pile is calling for your inner growth. This is the remaining pile, pile B today, as pile A was read live yesterday on Wednesday, the 17th of August. But just remember, these readings are timeless. They're usually meant to find you when they are meant to find you. That is how energy works. So let's hop right into today's reading. Also, really quick, I wanted to talk about, if you are new to this YouTube channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Rebecca. I am a dream seer. I have the ability to go into the dream space and dream for you, to help you receive spirit-guided messages for your own personal empowerment. I also do card readings. If that is something that you are looking to do, my social media platforms are in the description box below, and so is my email where you can get in touch with me. I will never DM you for a private reading or anything like that. On Facebook, I go live there 2 days a week. I also do a lot of intuition exercises. I'm pretty active over on Facebook, and that's usually where you can find me. So I guess that's all the information. If you find that this reading is helpful, please give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share it out to whoever you think might be in need of the message if you feel so inclined. Alright, so the first card of today is, can my current habits get me to my desired future? This is the question that we will be asking today. Can my current habits get me into the desired future, into my desired future? So we will be asking ourselves that throughout the reading. The first card chosen from today is from the Beyond Lemuria guidebook, and it is card 47, Stepping Through. And as you can see here, there is a Merkaba. A Merkaba is our vehicle. It is how we navigate through life. It is our feminine aspects and our male aspects of our whole being. So this person is a feminine being, but she's also a masculine being. She has the ability to tap into any one of those aspects of herself. And when she does that, she steps into and through multidimensionality. She can choose to navigate all kinds of places. The question is, are your current habits aligned with both masculine and feminine aspects of yourself? Are you seeing that you are balanced and aligned in both of those ways? You're not heavily just masculine or heavily just feminine. And I don't mean by gender or sexuality. I mean you are allowing yourself to work with creative flow. Your masculine is giving you the drive, and your feminine is allowing you to create. When you do that, you step through and you create a whole new world for yourself. So let's read what it says in the book. I do read from the book. It says, following your heart, dream big, stepping through something that has been holding you back. The threshold, starting new projects, self-belief. It is all possible. The roads less traveled. Trust. So I feel in the collective currently that the word trust is really being asked of us. I feel intuitively that we are being asked to really believe in ourselves in a whole new way, not just how we have always gone about life as do as I say, do as I do, right as might, more into I trust myself, I trust my guides, I trust my own discernment, I trust that if my beliefs are limited, that I will be questioned and I can then further access myself to seeing if they truly are limited or if it's just a truth I really do have. Because this is how we attune to our own unique psychic abilities. When we do this inner work, when we walk into our Merkaba, we allow it to follow with us. We step in both sides of ourselves. We look at ourselves and say, today I feel like I'm driven to do this, and how can I tap into my creative side that allows me to do that? So it says, the time is now. No more excuses. Whatever you have been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take a leap. Combine your intuition with a plan of action. Break it down and trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece through courageous acts and of making a start. So essentially, it's right here, is saying, out of the mud I shall rise. A lotus flower does not just happen. It has to go through a process. It has to go in deep so that your light can shine on your outside world. So part of working with your Merkaba is to understand how your inner workings are. That is where you combine your masculine and feminine aspects of yourself. You combine your wholeness to really see what is resonating for you. You allow for growth. And growth is masculine and growth is feminine. It's not just one or the other. The next card is anticipation. Anticipation. So this card is saying exactly what the word is saying. This is from the Urban Crow deck. And this card is saying, are you anticipating something? Do you see a plan brought out before you now that you're able to step through and become this wholeness that you are? Is this anticipation allowing you to find your desired future? If you feel stuck or stagnant, what is it that you can let go of so that you can feel anticipation? Anticipation can be exciting. It can also be very scary. Are you going to allow fear to hold you in a place of stagnation? Because we all have a purpose, even if our purpose is to just bring music into this world, or bring laughter into this world, or bring good food into this world, or to even simply just be a really good friend. We don't have to have these big grand scheme plans for ourselves. That's a limited belief that we're taught growing up in today's society. Some people really just don't have huge aspirations, and that's okay. Their aspiration is to just be. And can we step outside of ourselves and say, it's okay to just be? When we allow ourselves flow, the just being becomes a lot more than just being. It's allowing yourself to live life. Okay, so according to the book, anticipation means each morning I wake up outside my window and there is a crow. She is anticipating the arrival of a meal. When there is a pattern, we begin to expect particular outcomes. Anticipation brings hope and butterflies in the belly, and we accept things to happen that brings us joy or satisfaction. But there is one warning. Be careful of any attachments held to desired outcomes. If what you receive falls short of expectations, the feeling of joy can transform into disappointment. So here, this card is really saying, are you allowing yourself the anticipation of no attachments, no outcomes? Of course, it's always good to have a goal, a plan. That's how we navigate. That's how we work with our inner Merkaba, is to have a plan, to be driven. But can you also to have no attachment, to say whatever comes is for my highest good, whatever comes is leading me down a path, it is allowing me to step through, to get to the other side. It's all part of the plan, to trust the process. Because the next card for today is card 1, the Bone Collector. And this card simply just states that we have all we need. All we need is within sight of us. Our gifts, our ancestrally gifts, our guides, everything that we need is already right within sight of us. This card says you are whole and have everything you need within. When this card appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances. If you see it fully present or reacting out of past conditions or unconscious expectations, whenever there is a wounding, whenever we're wounded, especially when we are young, it is if something is stolen from us, we adapt and accept a version of truth that sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with situations of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. The Bone Collector reminds you that when the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities, she has kept safe what has been stolen from you in this wounding. Act as if what you need and what you have is already possible. In the past, you may have been repeating old patterns or old lessons due to an original situation. The Bone Collector challenges to see yourself as a whole being, not as one perpetually trying to heal an old wound. So, in our life, we grow up being regulated by limited beliefs, which therefore causes, if allowed, because it is a choice, trauma responses. In your relationship, if you are with yourself, if you're constantly told you're supposed to be this way, you need to act this way, that is the way that it needs to be, that can create a trauma response within inside of you if you do not resonate with what has being told to you. If you resonate that you wish to become whole, that you want to work through these trauma responses, you want to work through and figure out what does my wholeness actually mean, you can tap into your inner gifts, your inner wisdom, because innately you already know what fills up your cup. You already know how to get from A to Z. You already know how to tap into the wholeness of yourself. And that is the anticipation of living life, because life can be so exciting and so inviting. The last card, well, one of the last cards for today is Vulnerable, the Walrus. Vulnerability is often a very scary word, and can be a very scary world. To be vulnerable with others means that you have to allow yourself to be vulnerable with yourself. And we can't often do that when we create a world based upon trauma or living in triggers. It's only until we go within and say, I'm being kind and loving to myself. I'm being safe and living in my vulnerability. Have a sacred circle. Have people that you can account on. If you are ever following me on Facebook, you know how much I advocate for having an accountability partner, or having a person that you can go to that is not going to put you in harm's way, but also holds you accountable. Help you through times where maybe you need to be a little vulnerable and say, well, this really isn't my truth, but I need to step through with no limited beliefs that what I'm anticipating for myself is going to be different. And different can be healing, different can be magical, different can alchemize into your body, leaving you with a higher vibration than what you started. So the walrus, according to the book, which is from the Tarot Oracle deck, says, vulnerability is unachievable with a million layers between you and the world around you. The walrus possesses a thick, fatty lining that protects from the cold. Their blubber also acts as a guard of protection between them, the predators that roam within their freezing terrain. This animal enters your reading when you are lining between you and the outside world. Are you too guarded, afraid to be vulnerable? A trade-off occurs when you open yourself up to the world. With the safety of your fortress is alluring, you won't be able to see what's happening to part of the action from inside. True connection you need right now can only take place when you step beyond self-imposed barriers, which is just a fancy way of saying limited beliefs. So, by choosing to do your inner work, seeing your inner world, maybe anticipate that your inner world can look different. Your inner world can be wholeness. It can be peacefulness. It can be a flow-like state. Can you allow yourself to feel that? And if the answer is not right now, then what can you do to slowly integrate that into your life? Can you continually ask yourself, can my current habits get me to my desired future? And if the answer for that is no, well then how can it? Is there a path or knowledge that you can tap into within inside of you that will allow you to get there? And there are many ways to do that. You can keep a dream journal. Dreaming is how the subconscious meets the conscious. When we dream, we are connecting to certain aspects of ourself that we wouldn't normally be able to really recognize in the waking life. Granted, maybe you see a friend that you have in the waking life, but remember, everyone is an aspect of ourself. They either initiate you or trigger you into a higher state of being regardless. They either allow you to elevate or they hold you at a place that keeps you stuck and stagnant. So the last card is, I am held safely in the embrace of unconditional love. I rest my soul and entered sacred sanctuary of rejuvenation and restoration. I am held safely in the embrace of unconditional love. I rest my soul and enter a sacred sanctuary of rejuvenation and restoration. So when you choose to navigate with your whole self, you choose to give yourself unconditional love, love without conditions, love that's saying, today I will choose to be present. Today I will choose how I want to navigate my world. What is my truth? Do I want more knowledge? Do I feel more creative? And by all means, if you need help with this, please reach out to the people that you trust. But you have to learn to trust yourself first. And by tapping into your inner workings and trusting your intuition, that is a good place to start. So, if you found this reading helpful, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share it out. Also, if you would like to be a part of the community on Facebook, the link for that is in below, but it is Soul Path Dreaming on Facebook. We do many intuition exercises, and there are extra readings over there. If you'd like to be a part of the pick-up piles, the pick-up piles are done on Tuesday, and then one pile is read aloud. The other pile is read here on YouTube, and is usually uploaded every Thursday. If you would like a dream reading where I go into the dream space and dream for you, please reach out to me on Facebook or my email address, or a card reading. And I guess that's all. I hope you have a great day. Namaste.